Yeah, wrong camera, dear. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Let's Celebrate TV Live. I'm your host, Peter Lee. Of course, next to me, as you saw, is the guy who makes it all happen. He's just the everything here. It's my husband, Phil Gortimer. Now, if you are new to the channel, you're probably wondering, where are you? That's not your studio. Those of you who are old-time watchers, you know, we're at our little hidden mountain hideaway up in our campground in upstate Pennsylvania.
And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. Yes, we are at Campground, and I'll tell you a little later how it happened. I know I swore that we were not going to do this year, that we would just be coming home every morning. So I'll tell you how this happened.
And we have a small studio audience with us today, our friend David and our friends Jack and Paul.
Say hi, guys.
Hello. We don't have a camera for them, but, you know. So today we're starting out with a cocktail, as we always do, and it is a Jameson Orange Cosmo.
All right, if you can tell us in chat the volume level, if it's high or low.
Yeah.
I'm using an experimental system and I cannot see my audio levels. So let me know compared to other live streams.
And we are outside, so it's a busy campground. There's people working on their sites. There may be some background noise. We'll do our best. If you recall, sometimes a gator or some other vehicle comes by. We'll get through it. All right, dear, do you have any PSAs? Or anything?
I do not.
Very good.
Very good. Other than just trying to find out if they can hear us okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like banging across the street.
Okay, RA says levels are perfect.
Oh,
Thank
good,
you.
Good, very good. All right, then, shall we just get into it? It's all about grilled cheeses today. Now, really, what is more nostalgic than when Mommy made you a grilled cheese sandwich and a bowl of tomato soup, you know, or a cup of soup, right? But, you know, I like mixing it up.
a little low.
Okay, I'm a little low.
Okay.
All right, you got it?
We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Anyway, now that I've been completely derailed on my train of thought, all about grilled cheese. It's just, what can you do with it? What makes a grilled cheese and all that other fun stuff? And you can't quite see everything here like you could if we were at home in the studio, but I've got a whole spread of ingredients here. I have some breads behind me, and we're just going to do some combinations. I'll ask our studio audience to suggest some stuff. But first, let's talk about the history of grilled cheese. Now, maybe you think your mother made it, or your mother. Apparently, there's an 1861 English recipe book, Mrs. Beeton's Book of Household Management, which included a recipe for placing sandwiches of brown bread and butter with a ½ or 13 millimeters slices of a nice fat Cheshire or any good rich cheese into an oven and serving when the bread becomes toasted. So that's apparently the first recipe for grilled cheese type of sandwich that they can find. I'm sure there's probably others that predate that, but that's impressive, 1861. Now, of course, there's the Cheese Dream, which is an open-faced grilled cheese sandwich, which became popular in the U.S. during the Great Depression. I never heard of that.
That's a good cocktail.
The U.S. government cookbooks describe Navy cooks broiling American cheese-filling sandwiches during World War II. And, of course, here in the U.S., a grilled cheese is traditionally served with tomato soup. Let's do a little cooking.
All right, before you do that, let's see who's in.
Okay.
We've got Pepper Tree Villa's in. Ooh, it's a small screen.
Yeah.
And we got Keith from Pottstown.
Hi, Keithy.
And we got Hank with his report. It's the second Sunday of May, 100-degree plus.
Heavenly days.
Yep, we got RA in from Canada. And we got Ben from California.
Ben, Doug, and Arnie.
Let's see.
Yeah, you could call it glamping.
All right. RA said the levels are good. That
Okay.
I'm loud and too. I already fixed that. Janet's in.
Hi, Janet. Good to see you.
And Jack and Paul are here in the audience and on the screen.
So it is, what's the temperature up here? 60 something. It's a little chilly here on the deck at our site.
Oh, and Cindy's in from Westchester. I guess
Hi,
they got
Cindy.
back from the Canvas Campers trip.
Yeah.
That's where Tony and Dave are with them.
Yeah. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. So I am just going to start with a classic grilled cheese. I am buttering the bread. I wish this butter were a little softer. I tried using the microwave in the camper, but it's like this big, and it has like one death ray that just shoots out, and whatever it happens to hit is what gets hot. So I did it for like 2 minutes, and like, yeah. The butter's like, LOL, no.
All right, and again, because this is the first time using this equipment up here, we're kind of limited. We don't have extra cameras. I don't have any of our split screens. Hopefully by the next week we'll have all that. Plus it'll be a full house here at the campground, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, so our plan is that when we have guests, we will most likely, like next week we have guests, we'll most likely be up here to do this. If it's just us, we'll probably just jump in the car and go like early.
Well, and some of that is weather related.
Yeah.
If it's raining, the deck, you can probably see above me, it's metal. So if it starts raining, it goes so loud you can't hear yourself think. So if we think it's going to rain, we're going to have to shoot home in order to do it.
Yeah.
We won't be able to do it from here.
So I'm enjoying watching this every week if you guys do this.
Yeah, it's fun. It's silly fun that we do this every week. All right, the first little cheesy sandwich is on.
So we went to Shots the other day and talked about, we were doing this
Yes.
episode. The question was, everyone said, do you use butter or do you use mayonnaise?
Yeah, and I have that in my notes. You, again, got ahead of me. That's what you do. 69 and sunny at Pepper Tree Villa in Contra Costa County in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, I mean, it's pleasant here. There's a little breeze, and it's this morning when we were starting to figure this out, we were both like, we're going to have to wear jackets. So, okay, so let's talk about that. Are you team butter or are you team mayo instead of the butter? I've always made it with butter. I didn't ever hear about the mayo until a couple years ago, and I tried it, and it was, I don't know. So I looked it up. So we're going to try one a little later with mayo. But I've always done it just softened butter.
All right, so in chat, tell us your favorite type of grilled cheese sandwich. What kind of cheese? What would you put on it? The type of bread? We're starting out simple with American cheese and white bread, but you tell us what you want.
'Cause to me, that's a grilled cheese sandwich. But you'll see what all we're going to do. I got some crazy ideas. So I have some other ingredients. I have a whole bunch of cheeses while this is cooking. Let's see if I can get this on camera. La, la, la. Here we go. There, that's better. I have some brie. I have good old American we're using now. Shredded Parmesan, a chunk of Parmesan. This is smoked Gouda. I have some mozzarella. I have a very nice English cheddar that's very crumbly, and then I have some that I shredded. Then we have other toppings and stuff. I have some classic things. We've got tomatoes, apples, pears that I sliced on my mandolin. You can see the holes because I used the guard. I didn't do it with my bare hand. I did it with the guard.
No blood.
Right, no blood, even though I've got two nurses here. I've got some bacon, some caramelized onions, some arugula. But let's talk our breads. By smell this, let's turn it. Ooh, yeah. Now that might look dark to you, but that's the way I like it. I like dark toast. So I have 4 breads here. I've got some pumpernickel, some Italian, good old white bread, chemical bread, you know. This one, I have a very special sandwich to make. It is a bacon cheddar bread. And I saw it in the bakery this morning. I went, yeah, gotta have that. Yeah, that I gotta have. So. I'm gonna turn that down so that the cheese will melt and the bread will not burn. So what other variations do you guys do? You know, a lot of people add ham, do grilled ham and cheese. That's one of my favorites too. A little mustard in there, it's really good. Or bacon, or a slice of tomato. All right, that's looking kind of melty. And oop, I have too many kitchens. I forget where things are. It's first world problem. Let that rest. I just happen to have. Hi, Clint. Thanks. A pot of tomato soup on the stove behind me, because you can't have a classic grilled cheese without a cup of tomato soup. I mean, honestly. Of course, red soup in a red cup, but you get the idea.
Maybe I should have put those stage lights on. It's a little.
It is a little
We'll
dark.
do it for next week.
Like love in a bug.
Yeah.
All right, we have a ton of suggestions.
Okay, let's start hearing
Should
them.
we start hearing them?
Yeah, absolutely.
right.
Please.
So Jacko here already says Cooper cheese, rye bread, tomato, and bacon.
I'm in.
You had me at Cooper cheese. I love that. It's my favorite. Cindy Como from our Canvas Campers group. Tomatoes inside are awesome, but I don't typically have them on hand. I usually do random cheese with Philadelphia cream cheese.
Oh, sure. I almost bought cream cheese. All right.
All right, Janet Dwyer says grilled cheese and ham. Yep, we do that one.
Here we go. Nice and gooey, as it should be.
Keith from camp is ham and cheese. All right, Ben says Doug makes a great grilled cheese with all kinds of melted cheeses and Parmesan crusted with butter on the outside.
I got you. You'll see.
Oh, here's another one I get. So
All right.
this is probably Arnie. Doug makes a 4-cheese grilled cheese, American provolone, Swiss, grilled crust of and a grilled crust of Parmesan. Of course, you can put pepper jack in it for a good kick.
I almost bought pepper jack today. That was on my original list. And then you suggested something else.
And I
so-
think we're doing this one, aren't we? No?
Not today.
No, today.
But
No,
we're going to get to that.
That's right. We don't have any eggs.
Yes, I do. And that would be a croque madame, not a croque monsieur. We're going to talk about that. Don't
And
worry.
Kevin says Emily likes peach and brie grilled cheese.
Okay. I like that. Peaches.
And Kevin is pepper jack and pastrami on sourdough.
I wanted sourdough. They didn't have any. But they had this other bacony. So those are some great variations. Donna makes the best grilled cheese. Excellent. And, you know, even if it's like from the kind that the cling film wrapped slices that taste like when you melt it and it's all toasty and warm, it's just so comforting. Even though you're like, I know I'm eating chemicals. You know, yeah, other variations that I like using pepperoni, playing around with the breads like you've all suggested. But I gotta wonder, what is it that makes grilled cheese grilled cheese? Like, what would you consider grilled cheese and not grilled cheese? Right? We're thinking, oh, toasty bread, but what about, say, a croque monsieur? Croque monsieur it has ham and it uses Gruyere cheese, usually on the inside and on the outside. Oftentimes, it includes a bechamel, which is a white sauce, or a Mornay, which is a cheesy white sauce. And it's usually popped under a broiler for a moment or a salamander to get it all crusty on top. Then, a variation of that is a croque madame, where you top that wonderful croque monsieur with a fried egg. And then you get all that. So would you consider that a grilled cheese? Fancy grilled cheese, maybe? What about, say, a Monte Cristo? What?
Look at this one.
Velveeta shouldn't be as good as it is. Well, and I have not eaten Velveeta in like 30 years.
Oh, come on now. That's not true. Because I would make the Velveeta.
All right, 25 years, because our first year together, he used to get a little brick of Velveeta and that can of Rotel and put it together in the little crock pot, and it looks like
Plastic in a tube.
yeah, and it looks like bleh, and ugh. I don't eat like that anymore.
You don't eat any less either.
I said I don't eat like that anymore. Yeah. So anyway, a Monte Cristo. You probably had one. It's kind of a batter dipped bread like French toast, and it's often served with maple syrup. But it's ham, sometimes turkey, probably a Gruyere cheese. It's all grilled, and then you top it with hot maple syrup. And so, would you consider that a grilled cheese, or is that more one of those fancy? Let's go a little fancy. Let's do a little more cooking. What do I have in my notes here? Okay. I need some Italian bread. It's kind of weird shaped, but it was pre-sliced, so oh well, we'll work with it.
Just like a turkey.
Yeah. We're going to try the mayo method. I don't know how this is going to work,
It's wonderful.
but we're going to try it.
And it's Helman.
I
Now,
don't know. Bob
do you-
and Clint were like major insistent that it's better than butter.
I agree.
You know what?
Now, do you put a pat of butter down?
Nope.
No?
Just the mayo.
I learned from him with the mayonnaise. I never knew it before.
Yeah. I'm going to put a little pat of butter down because I'm going somewhere with this. Walk with me on this journey, guys.
I will.
Taste.
You've never let me down yet.
Well, on the grill and do the pat of butter on the grill and let it soak in.
Yes, just,
Oh,
just you just push your buttons. I got this.
I will push my buttons.
And mine while you're at
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
All right. Oh, and I should pause for a moment because I don't think I did this earlier. I didn't wish people a happy Mother's Day, did I?
No, you did not.
Shame on me. So, to all our viewers out there, happy Mother's Day, whether you're a biological mother, an adoptive mother, a stepmother, a foster mother, a pet mother. Maybe you're a mother figure to someone. Maybe you're a teacher or a nurse or an auntie or a next door neighbor or a godmother or a grandmother, whatever. Happy Mother's Day. Okay. I'm going to put a little of this Parmesan on here. Generously. Generously. Do, do, do.
Uh-oh.
What, uh-oh?
Hold on. These are good. I got to catch up with them.
Okay.
Oh, where are we here?
I don't know.
Watch.
Push my button. Yeah. All right, let's put a couple pats of butter down.
And Hank says, I think grilled cheese should follow the rural kiss.
All right, I'm going to put this one down.
And I think Arnie wants a Monte Cristo.
I'm going to give this a big slice of tomato. I'm trying to.
I'm definitely missing that third camera.
Yeah, I know. And I see myself on camera. I'm looking down at this so I can see what I'm doing instead of looking straight ahead. Because, at home,
All right,
the
so
monitor's
people
way
are
up high.
asking me, how is this happening when we said we don't have the equipment to do it? So we were cleaning up the back room where we store all our kitchen stuff and TV stuff. And in a box, I had a YOLO Box Pro that B&H sent to me a year and a half ago to test with. And I did some testing and I said, it's okay, but I couldn't imagine us using it in the studio. We might use it at camp, and we did use it once. Well, I put it back in the box, totally forgot about it. I found it. I said, we don't own this. This is owned by B&H. Let me call them. And she said, well, did you get an email asking for it to be returned? I said, not that I can find. She said, have a nice day. So thank you, B&H. We're doing this with a YOLO Box Pro and our 2 spare cameras that we use like for grill cam or couch cam at home. I still have to recreate all of our dual split screens and all of that. But we have most of the stuff working. So we'll kind of see how it goes. My only complaint is I cannot monitor audio. So I'm blind in there.
There. There. Okay, so while I was off camera, what you didn't see is under the tomato, I slipped in a couple slices of mozzarella. And the big fat tomato, I hit it with some salt and pepper. I've got the other piece on this side because I want to build a crust on both sides.
So that's mayonnaise and Parmesan, right?
Yes.
Mayonnaise and Parmesan. Oh,
Yes.
interesting. And it's not quite there.
Not quite there. This one should be about there.
Smelling good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise and Parm. All right.
So we'll give it another flip in a few minutes to get the crust on the other side. I'm going to turn this off a bit, and I'll keep an eye on it so I don't burn it. I wouldn't want to disappoint you. I had a few minutes, so I thought I'd pop in and say hello. Oh, hi, Donna. Thank you. It's always good to see you. We have a lot of regulars that come in every week.
Yeah.
Now, had I been especially clever when I ran out this morning and was shopping and was trying to rush out and rush back, I would have gotten like some basil or some oregano or something. You know,
But
we're
Donna,
roughing it. We're
this is
camping.
Mother's Day. Why are you grilling the steaks and making loaded baked potatoes? Shouldn't they be
Yeah.
doing that for you?
Really?
I know.
I never thought of melting
What?
the butter. I don't know if I can be heard, but
They
You can.
talk
It's okay. You're allowed to say something, guys. Ask
I
questions,
want
make
you to know
comments.
How many times I wanted grilled cheese and the butter wasn't soft enough and I was ripping the bread? I never thought to put the butter down on the pan and just melt it.
Well, I prefer to put it on the bread first because it takes a little longer this way, unless your pan is screaming hot. And you do need softened butter to really do it.
I have to tell
And-
the audience, this smells so good. I wish you could smell this.
That's looking a little better now.
And for those that can't know the limited power, we were afraid that the griddle here was going to blow a fuse.
Yeah.
So I have an extension cord running
Yeah.
to the campsite next to us and have all of the transmit equipment on it
Yeah.
just in case.
Just in case, because it's not like we've never blown fuses here before. Never.
All right, R says he's grilling the steaks. So yes, you're
Okay.
taking care of Donna.
All right.
Janet says that looks good.
We have to figure out what we're doing for dinner tonight because we're not going to get home till probably like 1,000,000 o'clock. All right, I see some wisps of smokes. Okay.
And again, tell us where you're watching from. Say hello from your city and state, and we'll build a map later. See how it goes.
Well, you can't see here behind me. Look, I have the same knife set here that I have at home because I was a good boy and Santa brought me lots of cool things this year. All right. This could probably use a few more minutes, but y'all look hungry.
All right, so Jack's in from New Milford,
Check.
and Donna's in from Windermere, Florida,
Good.
and then we'll build the map later. That seems
Here,
to be
someone can
working.
have this.
So, yes,
That-
Janet, this
here's some
campground is
napkins.
about 3 hours.
We won't tell the name because this is a
Yeah.
private
This is a private
place.
campground, so we won't talk,
Yeah.
say where, but it's about 3 hours from our house. We have a permanent seasonal site up here.
Mm-hmm.
We come up here on Thursday nights, and then we both work remote for our jobs on Fridays. That
Yep.
way, when the work is over at 5 o'clock, we're here. We have multiple guest tents, so on weekends we typically have 2 to 4 to 6 people staying with us every weekend, and it's just a lot of fun. As long as it's not raining, then it's quite miserable
Right.
here.
Do I pass muster?
Oh my God,
Is it good?
delicious.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right, Janet says Rhode Island. We
Mm-hmm.
know RA is in Calgary, Canada.
Okay.
I'm good.
He's good. So,
God.
Actually, hand me a piece of the cheddar. I wanted to try that.
oh yeah. Here you go. It's probably a little gummy now, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Look at this.
I'm drooling. I love watching you guys when I'm hungry.
Goodness.
There's one.
All right. Let's do another. You know, it's funny with these live streams. Sometimes I get into all the history and the various things, and I do more talking than cooking. And sometimes it's like I'm just gonna stand here and cook and chat, and we'll see what happens. All right, let's
Well,
put
you
that
know,
back
when
down.
you work remote on a Friday at a campground, you're having a bad day, you just might have to pregame it, 1 in the afternoon with a gin and tonic. They can't see us.
Or like yesterday.
The Parmesan crusted was
good?
phenomenal. Yes.
I would have liked to get a little more crusty, but you know where I was going? I was going for that like crusty.
It was delicious.
It has a name, which is escaping me at the moment.
Frico?
Frico, yes, thank you. Yes, dear, Frico, you are correct. Let's try it with some cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
How about some of the accoutrements you've got over there?
That's where I'm going with that. Don't worry.
Because there's some bacon somewhere.
Well, that's you don't even like bacon. But that's for something. That's coming up.
No, I don't like bacon. I don't like chocolate.
I know.
The problem I have with bacon, let me go on my bacon rant. My bacon rant is when someone can't make something with flavor or good spices or good quality meat, they just wrap it in bacon. So it covers up everything. So do I like bacon? I don't mind it. I don't like it when it's encased on something because then it hides what it's supposed to be.
Let's do the cheddar crust. Let's do a little of this smoked Gouda, or as we were corrected once, it's supposed to be said Gouda.
Can I have a piece of Gouda, please?
You may have a piece of Gouda.
They can see my hand. There you go. I definitely need to get the 4-foot table so I can be back off this counter.
I know, dear. Yeah, because last year you did it from the bar, and that was great. So what you at home can't see is normally Phil is like 10 feet away from me on the other side of the room, but here he is like look, he's right here. Right here. Yeah. This is how close he is. So I have very limited space. I'm used to that great big long counter I have. All right, so we're going to put some Gouda.
And a messy stove behind you.
Wow, really, Queen?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Pears or apples?
Pears.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So I have some thinly sliced pear. I did on the mandolin. And it's funny because when I picked them up, they didn't seem ripe, and I thought, well, once I cook them, they'll soften. And from the scraps, I took a bite, and they're perfectly ripe. So hopefully this will be good. Maybe a little bit more.
What temp are you using?
Well, I keep changing it because it burns very easily. So I'm going between like 350, 375.
And the electric fluctuates here too.
Actually, for the last couple of years, at least up on this side, we're good because they put us on our own circuit.
Yeah.
So we're not, because we used to have on weekends multiple outages.
Yeah.
So,
but it's been pretty solid lately.
okay. So I've got some smoked Gouda and some pears. Anything else, boys? Or you out there viewing, anything else? There's caramelized onions, there's tomato, there's, arugula. That's what I wanted, arugula. That was
Otherwise known as rocket.
also known as rocket, correct. This should go well with the smokiness of the Gouda, the sweetness of the pear. Has that little peppery kick, so it's going to give it a little...
Being it's a little windy up here, could we stick a pan over it so it really melts that cheese?
Yes, dear, but you'll have to go and get me a pan because they're all the way over there in the pantry. Did you see what I did there? Did you see what I did?
That's the
pan in
problem
the pantry.
walking with these microphones. They
David.
can hear everything I'm doing.
I don't know what to tell you, dear. This was your idea to do this up here, not mine.
They can hear all our secret noises. Here you go.
Thank you. Yeah, the opening of the closet where the things are.
We never had a problem with it, but he's
All right.
Yeah, he's on all the time.
Put a little bit on here. A little bit on here. Hey. Thank you. Yes, people driving by. All right, let's flip this. Oh, yes.
Donna says you can never have enough cheese.
That's true. Something our son always says, cheese is good. I'm going to put a little lid on this just to help it and to compress it down a bit. So we used to have a camper who stayed with us quite regularly for years. He was a perm with us on this site. You guys know him. I don't need to tell you his name. He was from up the street.
You can say his name.
Yeah, because they don't watch. So his name was JJ. So JJ was with us, camped with us for years. And one day, I was making something, and I went, oh, there's always so much cheese. And I went, oh, I'm sorry, is that a problem? Well, no, I like cheese, but I'm lactose intolerant. I'm like, why didn't you ever tell me that?
Yeah.
All these years, I send you the menu every week. Like what? No, I'm okay if I just take my pill, but sometimes I don't. Like, why?
That's why we send the menu.
So
ahead
now,
of
whenever
time.
JJ comes, it's like, okay, no cheese, no butter, no. But I take it as a challenge, you know. Why can't you wait to go home?
To make the Parmesan
Oh.
crusted. Oh my god, that was wonderful.
So if you really set it there a long time and put the cheese down, the Parmesan, and just let it sit in the grill before you put it down, you'll get what they call a frico, which is that real hard crust.
And then if you get it while it's warm, you can pick it up and like put it on top of a cup or a muffin tin, and it'll drip down and forms
Yeah.
like a bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be a good basic skill episode. But I have to admit, this probably isn't the greatest quality of Parmesan that I have. It's not real Parmigiano Reggiano.
Yeah.
It's the American version.
Well,
But we're up in the mountains. That was all I could get.
it is a little Hicksville up here.
All right, we're going to let that go. Another minute.
All right, let me just do a commercial here.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
So
please?
with the Switch and the new equipment,
Mm-hmm.
I have not had a chance to build some new videos for up here because we've been working on some canopy and tent issues, so I kind of got behind.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still like to play last week's one of our friends doing, just so we can keep everybody in mind. And by next week, I'll be all caught up.
Yay. We're back?
Yep.
Yay! All right, I just took this off the griddle. Let's see what the other side looks like. This first side came out pretty good. Oh, yeah. Nice and crispy.
Okay,
And
this
I
time
think
I
the
do
cheese
want
is
to.
melty.
I want to
all
taste.
right, okay.
Now, what was the judgment on the mayonnaise one?
They ate it. I didn't.
Okay.
Did it pass
I
muster?
loved it.
It was
Yeah.
past it.
Okay.
I forgot it was mayonnaise.
Yeah. It was good.
And I never heard about it until you guys said it at Shots the other night.
Here you go, dear.
Yay.
All right, let's cut this a little small so all y'all can have some, and then I can have some too.
Cheese could be a little bit more melty, but the outside is really good.
Yes, dear.
I know you said it.
I didn't say it, but you know. The challenge with grilled cheese, especially when you start doing fancy ones like this, is getting the cheese melted before the bread burns.
Yeah. Yep.
You know. Here's some samples. Let me give it a taste.
Someone has to go get it.
I will, but I'm studying.
You're behind the cameras. Again, it doesn't interfere.
Yeah. I like it. We can play with this. Change the bread. Uh-huh. Well, I like that one. Now,
So-
there's little grilled cheese bites over here.
Why don't we talk while you're cleaning up? Why don't we take a second and talk about June 1st?
Go ahead.
So on June 1st, we are having a very special live
So
stream.
we will not be in camp that
We
weekend.
will not be in our campground that weekend. We will be home
Really good.
because our
interesting.
friends Kelly and Paul from New York are going to come down, stay the weekend, and we're going to be doing a live stream called the Manhattan Project. We're going to be live tasting Manhattan cocktails through the years, different versions, different ryes. We're going to have a big studio audience. We're going to do some grilling. It'll probably be 2 hours. We're probably going to go a long time with it, but it should be a lot of fun.
We're going to try Manhattans of different types, talk about the history of it, how it's evolved over the years. Yeah, I like this.
Oh my God.
I love the arugula.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
The layers of flavors in that sandwich is delicious.
That's what it's about. Always adding another layer of flavor.
Yes.
But flavors that complement each other.
I might start
All right, you got time for like one more, so we got to do something with that special bread back
We got
there.
lots of time. That's what I'm going to do next year.
And I see all sorts of bacon and things like that over there. And
But you don't like bacon.
I'll make an exception.
All right. So I talked about this bacon cheddar bread that I found. So, let's do this. We're going to do the mayo. Doing the mayo.
You don't hear the silent claps going on out here.
I wish it didn't have this big hole in it, but oh well. We will make it work.
I miss our split screens. I got to see.
I know,
I got to
dear,
learn
I
how to
know.
reproduce those on this yellow box.
But I'm so glad to have studio audience because, you know, a lot of times we don't, and it's fun, but it's better when there's studio audience I can interact with. Write down.
The arugula with the pear was such a good balance.
Isn't it? The sweet and then the sharpness.
They complemented each other.
Let's give a little bakey. We like our bacon. Some caramelized onions. Why not? Or at least slightly caramelized. I didn't have quite enough time. You know, people think, oh, it takes 5 minutes to caramelize onions. No, it takes like 45 minutes. So you gotta do it low and slow. But these are nice and soft. There's a little caramelized in there.
Request from the man who pushes the buttons.
Yes, dear.
Can I have a piece of brie cheese?
Yes.
It's just over there calling my name.
I was gonna do a brie one, but you can now you're demanding that we're out of time. So
You'll have enough for one more.
yeah, okay.
Oh,
What?
oh, hold on. It's that one. Here we go.
What?
Is that Helman's
Oh,
or Duke's?
Helman.
it is Helman's. I've not tried Duke's. We can get
Now
it
we
here.
just tried. Tell me about the one we just
So-
tried that we hate.
Mayonnaise has gotten like crazy expensive. You know, like $8 for this,
Yeah.
which is insane. Because then I know how to make my own. Too bad we didn't think of that because you could have put the link up. But I tried one recently, Mike's Best Mayonnaise, and I tried some of their other products, but you know what? It was on sale for $1.99. And I thought, okay, it's $1.99 versus $8 blankety blank dollars. Okay, we'll try it. Not so much. I don't care for Miracle Whip, and it was kind of going in that Miracle Whippy, and it had a weird. The consistency was not what I'm used to. You agree, David? Yeah. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was eggy. It was mayonnaise-y. I don't know. So I got good old Helmans today. I spent the money. Anyway, what type of cheese? We've got Gouda. We've got Sharp. I've got the Brie. I've got, I don't want to do American.
I agree with bacon.
All right, we'll do the Brie. Be nice and melty. But you think it's going to stop there. Okay, Pete, you've got bacon, you've got onions, you got the brie. Nope, we're going to put a little apple on here.
Brie and apple are a natural combination.
And bacon and onions, all of these flavors go together.
Melissa says her favorite mayo is Blue Plate.
I have not. Have we ever seen that? I don't think so. We were getting, what was it? It was Heinz? Heinz for a while.
Which we really
We
like.
really liked, and then we couldn't get it.
So, Doug and Arnie saying, sweet dressing like Miracle Whip.
Yes.
Our son loves Miracle Whip. It's banned in our house, and his wife won't let him have it
Yeah.
either. So he has to sneak it when he wants it.
You know what? Once a year, I like Miracle Whip. It's just like
Just once a year?
Once a decade.
And that's it.
All right, let's see how this side is doing.
I really like the pear with the arugula.
Let's flip that over.
Oh,
What was that? What did Donna just say?
we have a Miracle Whip like us.
Oh, all right.
Breakfast, lunch,
so-
and dinner cooking.
I used to use Miracle Whip when I first went out on my own because my mother would never have it in the house. And, you know, I'm 22. I got my first apartment. I'm a grown up. I'm going to have Miracle Whip. Then I realized why my mother never kept it around. Oh, well. All right, let's put a cover on this so we can kind of get that brie to melt.
Donna says she goes back and forth between Helman's and Miracle Whip depending on
Depending
her
on your mood. Okay, well, that's fair. Sure.
And Richard
Why
says
not?
Miracle Whip has its time and place.
I don't know when that would be for me, but...
How's the work going in Florida, Richard?
Oh, and Richard, we do
Oh,
have
yeah.
someone here.
Put him down
So
there. Let's talk about where he was.
I told you all that you probably thought that I said he was at the Betty Ford Clinic with a B. He was actually at the Petty Ford Clinic with a P. Because he went there because he's so nice and so kind. He wanted to learn to be petty and mean, and he just couldn't do it. He flunked out of his first Mean Girls class, and so now he's back with us, drinking just as much, and but generally being kind and being Mound Turtle. All right, come on, little Bree.
Yep, we saw that same episode.
Of what? A Doug and Taste of Mayo on ATK. Helmans and Dukes run equal level, followed closely by Blue Plate. Oh yeah. We only get like 2 or 3 brands. Like,
And we're not big mayonnaise people. A thing of mayonnaise
Say
will
that
last
again,
us
David?
months.
Hold on.
I think Helmans and Dukes might be the same manufacturer
oh, they might be. They might be.
in the north or in the south.
Right. They might be. You're probably right. It's all owned by Unilever.
All I know is there's definitely a mayonnaise war between Dukes and Helmans.
Yeah.
People on each side.
Yes, there is. Yes. All right.
Yeah, Chatty needs to visit. Yeah,
Chatty does need to visit.
I think Chatty will need a Manhattan on June 1st when you guys do the drop-in. We're going to have to test all that
Come on,
mechanics,
Dee.
too.
Go away. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to do something a little controversial. If I can.
Hey, while you do that, let's throw up the map and
Put the map up.
see who is where. Hold on, where's my...
I just want to help this.
God, I miss my Stream Deck right
I
now.
want to just help this like melt a little bit.
All right, hello, where are you, map? There you are, map. All right, wow, look at the
Oh, wow.
distribution.
You guys can't see it, but there's a lot there. Well, welcome everyone. I'm so
we
glad
got-
you're all
we-
here.
We got Canada all the way down to Florida.
Uh-huh.
We know Doug and Arnie are in San Francisco area and Bend. So, well, it looks like we've got everybody. We've got north, south, west, and east.
And Richard O'Connor right now is in Florida.
It's a big spread.
It is a big spread. So what happens is I have a piece of software that just watches when you say you're from, and it puts
Yep.
pins on a map, and I just keep it, and then we show it off every so often to see where people are coming from. We had a huge UK audience live when we did the 1 o'clock. Since we shift to 3:30, that's right in the middle of dinner hour. It's at 7 and 8, so
Yeah.
they watch us in replay. We don't get them much.
So Peter, I missed what you did with the water to help.
I
with
just
the
put a
cheese.
teeny bit of water underneath. I don't want to lose the crust, but I was hoping to help that brie melt.
So did you lift the sandwich to put water under, or did you
No, I
put
just
it on
lifted the
outside?
lid, dropped it in, steamed it, and then I just flipped it. And I'm going to take this lid off because I don't want to lose that crust. Yeah.
Now, Melissa, and you're not late. We'll stick you in there.
Hi, Melissa.
And BLD is Florida, so let
Yeah.
me go back to that map and let's see how it changed. And we have, let me turn that off, turn this one back on. Oh yeah, now we got 4 from Florida.
All right.
Oh,
Let's get a
now it
little
looks
taste.
nice and melty. Yeah.
Let's find out.
All right, let's zoom in.
Remember, pinch and grip.
It smells so good. It does.
That looks good.
Yep.
Now and then a nice little aioli to pour
hot.
over the top.
Yes, dear. Well, there's a practical limit of what I can do here. For real, real.
We can leave the small one for me.
Oh, sounds
know.
like they're mowing the lawn down somewhere.
Oh, that's all right.
I want you to appreciate the mayo.
Here, dear. Here you go, dear. It's warm. Let's
Ooh.
try this.
This is the best one of the day, in my opinion.
Oh,
Brie,
yeah.
apple, onion, bacon,
Yep. How
melted.
can you go wrong? And on that bacon bread, that bacon cheddar bread, that's pretty awesome. Christopher F. wants from Kingsley, PA. Oh, thank you.
That's the Christopher who was here last night.
Oh, awesome.
So what's your feeling about the mayo?
It's okay. It's probably easier than trying to get butter to soften.
I'm thinking I like butter better.
Okay. You're allowed, dear. You are allowed.
I think the mayo loses a little of the crispness.
I think we have time for more. One more?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What do we got?
This is delicious.
I want more of this bacon bread. But I'm going to do butter this time.
Yes, we do. Okay.
What? What
I
do we
wanted to
have?
make sure I had next week's live stream's graphics.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
copied them all off the server on Thursday before we left.
On the grilled cheese, that was delicious too, with the apple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
I never thought.
Just got home from New Hampshire. Looking forward to watching the rebroadcast. Oh, great, guys. Lots of butter.
Oh,
Right on there.
I'm forgetting to switch screens.
It's okay, dear.
I'm so used to having.
But they can still see me
My
from the
buttons.
front camera. Not up close, but that's okay.
Well, I have not done butter on a grilled cheese in ages,
Okay.
but I will tell you there is a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like the mayo. That is my preference.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed when you eat a grilled cheese with butter, your fingers aren't as greasy. Whereas
Right.
the mayonnaise,
Yeah.
I think it gets
Yep.
a little crisper.
Yep.
I agree with you there. I was
Mhm.
gonna say it gets pretty.
It's a little crisper. Yeah.
Let's use some of this
What is that?
cheddar.
Okay.
We'll put in some of these little chunkies too. That English cheddar.
All right, Kevin's got something going on here.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do a little apple. We have garlic powder there, butter and garlic powder on the bread, grilled cheese between ghetto garlic bread. Yum. I do not have garlic powder here. My spices. This is only week 2 that our campground has been open, so my pantry here is still very limited.
Right, which means the first 2 weeks you're just blowing leaves.
Yeah.
And blowing leaves and putting up
Yeah.
canopies, and we had to repair our frame, so we still stretch our canopy and get that all stuff done.
oh my God, he's going for the gold.
Hey, let's do
You know, we
this.
got apple and bacon and cheddar. What else we got going on there?
We'll put a little more cheddar on here. I mean, because why not?
Yeah, we're going to put Kevin to work at
Manhattan
At the Manhattan,
project,
yeah,
because-
because we're going to do grill
yeah.
cam too.
By the way,
So-
we're putting up a tent in your backyard.
You've been to our house. You know
You can drive down. We're not coming to camp that weekend. You can drive down.
Now that looks good.
Yes,
nice
it does.
and
Nice
golden.
and crispy.
Yep. All right, let's put a lid on to help it, just to smush it a bit. Help those apples cook. So a little play on the last one. Hi, Velveteen. We can't wait to see you guys. I have some soup.
Now there's the real story.
Craig will grill. I'll be busy drinking. Yeah. No, Kevin, you're the grill master. Sorry.
Janet says, good thing it's almost supper time.
I guess we'll be hitting Roy Rogers on the Turnpike on the way home.
I think so.
There's one open?
On the Pennsylvania Turnpike, yeah. In
Allentown.
Oh, okay.
But there is one opening near us in New Jersey, in Cherry
It was
Hill.
closing
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh yeah, for a long time, but they are making a comeback.
Yeah, now that didn't bring up two vehicles this weekend,
Come on, go
because
away.
the toll from our place to here is $38 one way. So we spend $76. So last week we bought two vehicles. So that was $144
Well, that's because you had to come up
tolls.
first.
That is so golden and beautiful.
The
Yeah.
PA Turnpike is the most expensive road in the world.
Really?
Yes, the most expensive toll road.
What was it? What did it cost us to go out to Long Island a couple weeks ago?
45 one way.
45.
Because you got to cross George Washington Bridge
George Washington and the Verrazano.
and the Verrazano. They're $22 a pop.
Yep.
Well, when we go George Washington, we do George Washington and the Throgs Neck, but when we come home, we do Verrazano and then the Outer Bridge. Either way, it's expensive. Okay. I love that crispy sound.
Some color is beautiful.
You can give it to them, so we good. That way they can have more. I'll just go steal my own cheese.
That's fine.
It's one
All
advantage
right,
of
boys.
not being 10 feet away, but only being this close.
That
I
is,
can
you
just
can
come
come
right around
in.
behind you and just
Uh-huh.
pick up that little piece of cheese right there. And pick up this little piece of cheese right here.
All right. I like this one. All right, so we're coming up on time. I would have cut that for you,
That is
dear.
crispy.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
You know, we're playing with these things and we're tasting them, and now my mind is going a million miles an hour. So like this, I'm already thinking, what could I add to this? Could you put a little cinnamon in it for the apple? Could you add a little heat? Maybe a little cayenne or smoky paprika or something. And that's the best thing. Like last week, we did the live stream all about Eggs Benedict, and we did several different types. And the whole idea was you can change the sauce, you can change the bread, you can change the meat. Same thing with grilled cheese, right? Change the bread, change the filling, add it. Use multiple cheeses, use multiple whatever, and you have a blank canvas. All right, so what is coming up next on LCTV? Our next live stream, your guide to a better salad, exploring flavors and textures. Because really, you can make a salad out of anything. It doesn't have to be just lettuce and tomato and cucumbers. I mean, that's delicious, but let's go crazy. It's going to be kind of like this. We're going to have a whole bunch of things, and we're just going to make some salads. Maybe some warm salads, some cold salads. They may work out, they may not. We'll find out. All right, what else are we going to be cooking? What other episodes are coming up? We're going to start, thanks to this idea, a little series. We're going to start exploring some of these sandwiches, the Monte Cristo, the croque monsieur, the croque madame, and some of the others. We're going to be exploring more salads. We've done some salad episodes. We've done the Cobb salad, the beautifully arranged salad. We've done two different salad niçoise, but there's a whole lot more out there. So we're going to be exploring all those too. Because summer's coming, the summer produce, right? So you got to have it. And of course, there will always be cocktails. Always cocktails. Do you have anything else, dear? Or shall we let our kind people go about their Mother's Day?
I do not. All right, so we got lots of opinions about salad
Okay. Very good.
and breakfast, lunch, and dinner cook who says the lid's a good idea. So,
Yep.
I never tested this. We're going to see if this works.
Silly bear.
Well, you know, we have our credits. But again,
We're spoiled.
Doug and Arnie, I'm missing my Stream Deck. The struggle is real.
Yeah.
All
right,
They'll
well,
get it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Here we go. I'm your host, Peter Lee, Director Phil Gordimer. Thank you to all of our channel supporters: Hank Miner, Lori Jackson, Brad and Brian, Carol Valentine, Joe and Peggy Brennan, Robin Laufer, Megan, Gary, Kevin, Hal, Jean, Wilma's, RJ, Spicy Kitchen, Randy, Warren, ARH Associates, Rode Microphones, and of course B&H Photo and Video, and all the people in chat today. Have a very happy Mother's Day. Yay!
Hello.
And we're still live, dear.
There we go.
There we go.